Hi chess friends, today we are going to witness how Gukesh beats Magnus. Gukesh plays with white, Magnus is black. Gukesh starts with e4, Magnus plays e5, knight f3, attacks the e pawn and rests on its best defensive square, knight c6, bishop c4, knight f6. This opening is called as two knights defense, modern bishop's opening. d3, bishop c5, knight c3. Now the game transposed to Italian game, 4 knights variation. The Italian game is one of the oldest recorded chess openings. It was first played in 16th century. h6 stops bishop g5 out of the opening book. d6 would be continuation of Italian game, 4 knights variation. Castle by Gukesh. Magnus does the same. Bishop e3 unpins the f7 pawn and attacks the black's bishop. Bishop retreats to b6. h3 controlling the g4 square. d6, a4, rook e8, knight d5, knight takes knight, bishop takes knight, bishop takes bishop, f pawn takes bishop, bishop e6, c4, a5, queen d2, knight b4. Magnus gets an outpost for his knight. Bishop takes b7 pawn and attacks the rook. Gukesh is up a pawn. Rook b8 counterattacks the bishop. Bishop d5, c6 forces the bishop for an exchange. Bishop takes bishop. Bishop don't have any other moves. Rook takes bishop. Rook a c1, rook e7. Magnus wants to double the rook on b file. Knight h4, rook e b7, knight f5. Now Gukesh has an outpost for his knight. h5, preparing g6, queen f2, g6, queen g3, pins the g pawn to king. Slightly better is knight h6 check, king g7, knight takes f7 pawn. White is much better. As it's a blitz game, Magnus has chance to draw. Back to the position. Queen g3, king h7, rook c d1 protects the d pawn. Trap is set for Magnus. If g pawn takes knight, rook takes f4 pawn, king h6, rook d f1, queen g8, rook takes h pawn, king takes rook, rook f5 check, king h6, queen h4 check. White's queen and rook will hunt down the black's king and it's all over for black. Magnus didn't fall for the trap and played rook d7, d4, rook b7, rook d2. Gukesh wants to double the rook on f file. Knight a6. Slightly better is c5, b3, queen f8, knight h4, c pawn takes d pawn, e pawn takes d pawn. Game is almost equal. Back to the position. Knight a6, rook d f2, queen f6 was a blunder. Better is queen f8, knight h4, queen g7, knight f3. White is much better. Magnus has chance to draw. Back to the position. Queen f6, c5, g pawn takes knight was played. Alternate move, e pawn takes d pawn, knight takes d6 pawn, queen g7, knight e8, d pawn takes e3 pawn, knight takes queen, e pawn takes rook, rook takes pawn, king takes knight is also losing for black. Back to the question. After g pawn takes knight, pause the video and find the best move played by Gukesh. After 2 moves, Magnus resigned. Compliments on finding the move. The move is rook takes f5 pawn, queen g7, rook takes h5 pawn, check. Magnus resigned. The game would have continued as king g8, rook g5, and the queen is trapped. If you like the video, share, subscribe and like. Thank you. Now it's puzzle time. Black to play and draw. Post your solutions in the comment section.